Hey, what's up everybody? It's Mel here. Are you someone who loves music? Maybe even someone who just dances an entire song in their room? But the second you're in public, like at a party or a wedding or even just at a friend's house, you freeze up? Well, it's okay. This video is definitely for you. Today, we're diving deep into a question so many people silently carry. Why does dancing in public feel so scary, even when we eagerly want to? And more importantly, can you start shifting that fear into something more freeing? Well, let's talk about it. Before we get into it, if you know you want to dance but don't know where to start, grab my free online dance program. And the link is in the description box below. All right, first off, you're not alone. I go into this chat pretty often with adult dancers in their own dance journey. This is one of the most common fears I see, not just with beginners, but even with professionals and even high-level dancers, regardless of how long they've been in the scene and how many accolades they've accumulated. I mean, it feels like there's this invisible force field between you and the dance floor, right? And it's not the music that's holding you back. It's not the people, it's your freaking mind. I mean, you feel the pull, but something makes you hesitant, and then you just lock up. Your heart races, your mind races, and then all you can think about is, I'm not good enough to be out there. I have nothing to offer. What will people think of me? All right, pause. What's really going on here? This isn't about the music. It's not even about what moves you know or how good your moves are. There's a deeper fear going on, and it's that fear of being seen and that fear of being accepted authentically. Being fully seen in your body, expressing joy, moving without apology. I know that's hella vulnerable. And if you've ever experienced rejection, judgment, been told that you're too much or not enough, or even going deeper, you were raised to mute yourself and always be told to be quiet and sit down. Yeah, those old wounds, they show up right there on the dance floor or even before you hit the dance floor. So here's the truth that no one talks about. It's not your skill level that holds you back. It's your relationship with fear and how you see yourself. Dancing in public triggers the same fight or flight response, same as public speaking or emotional exposure. I mean, your body is trying to protect you from perceived danger, even if that danger is just a few people watching you just sway to the beat. And can I just say that the people who are watching you are not judging you. 100% of the time, they're actually rooting for you. They're celebrating you for being brave just to even go out there. So if you've ever said, I need to get better before I can dance in public, I mean, yeah, I hear that. But that's fear disguising itself as logic. Because if fear is running the show, no amount of skill will ever make you feel like you're enough. What you really need is safety. Knowing that you're in a safe space. Knowing that you're around a community that allows you to feel safe and express yourself authentically. A way to feel grounded in your body and feel safe being seen. So let's take it deeper just for a moment. This fear often doesn't start with dance. Were you ever told to tone it down? Were you ever compared to others growing up? Did someone laugh when you danced or say something like, that's not how you do it? Or the worst, which is, ugh, that's dumb. What's wrong with you? A lot of the times these fears happen because it just starts with how we were raised. Because it just starts with how we were raised to view our bodies, our emotions, and our expression. It probably started with our upbringing. So even just using my upbringing as an example, I didn't realize until my 30s, early 40s, that the insecurities and toxic mindsets stemmed from the way my elders spoke to me. My looks, they were often compared to other kids in my neighborhood. They would say comments like, ay, Melissa, your skin is too dark. And in Filipino culture, being dark meant you were poor or of lower status. I mean, this is such an outdated and toxic way of thinking now, but how wild is it that the reason my parents spoke to me like this, like they were thinking they were looking out for me. They spoke to me like this because that's how my grandparents spoke to them. So it's definitely generational trauma if you think about it. We were always told to be quiet, to not speak up, which eventually translates this to us feeling muted or being muted in social settings. Like not speaking up when we see something wrong, or fear of just being wrong, or being reprimanded of speaking up. I know it's kind of a lot to unpack right now, but it's just kind of important to understand that it's not necessarily your fault that you think these thoughts. There is a sense of responsibility to do the work to get ourselves out of this mindset and into a freedom of expression. Because over time, we internalize those messages we received growing up. And then suddenly notice that movement that we try to do, which is meant to be joyful, feels like a test. It feels awkward. It feels like a moment where we might fail, be judged, or worst of all, be rejected just by dancing. So our brain starts associating the dance floor and freedom of expression with danger. That's why our heart races. That's why we hold back. But here's the amazing part. You can shift that mindset. Practice changes in the way you think and rewrite that kind of story. And it doesn't start with perfect moves. It starts with permission. Permission to move how you want to move. Permission to just feel awkward. Permission to show up anyway. So here's a tiny challenge for you to try this week. Put on a song that you love. You can either close your eyes or even turn the lights down to a dim and just dance for 30 seconds, but only from the waist up. No pressure, no performance, just you and the music. Then maybe next time you can add your feet or open your eyes or have a friend that you love and trust join you in those 30 seconds. So bit by bit, you're teaching your body it's safe to be seen, and dancing is a joyful and healthy experience. If what I'm sharing resonates with you so far, and you're just tired of sitting on the sidelines, tired of watching other people enjoy themselves while you hold back, well, I got the program for you. It's called The Confident Dancers, specifically for people like you. It's not about becoming a backup dancer for Beyonce. It's about feeling confident, connected, and free in your own body, especially in social settings. So if you're serious about leveling up your hip-hop dance, building the confidence you truly want, and want to work with me directly, click on the link below to book a free consultation call. Let's chat. Love you.